Hello. It is Tuesday, January 3rd. I am really tired because we had a fun night last night. We, as in Trenton, decided to cluster feed. It has started, oh yes. So at 1 o'clock, fed him. 2 o'clock, no, let's see, 1 o'clock fed him. By 2 o'clock he had a big blowout diaper. Well, not blowout diaper, just a big poop. 2:30 had to try to boob feed him to go back to sleep. About 3, a little after 3, he decided he wanted to wake up and eat again. So I woke Daddy up to feed him. So I could attempt to sleep. And then I don't know what time I actually fell asleep, but I knew he had to wake up to feed about 6:37. Got him up at 7. And now it is almost 8:30 because he has the peds appointment at 10:15, 10:30, something like that today. I'll show you his outfit. His outfit is so cute. He's sleeping right now on the couch. Don't worry, he's not alone on the couch, but let's see. This is little man's outfit today. Yes, he is in his sister's swaddle blanket because we don't have enough boys swaddle blankets, but this is his little outfit today. He's got little llama on his feet, and he's got little llamas and elephants on his onesie. Yep, all ready for his peds appointment today. I don't know if I will film his peds appointment because I always forgot to film my pregnancy appointments. So I'll probably do what I always do, is talk about it. After his peds appointment, he gets to go with Grandma, and me and Daddy are going to go to the hospital to see his sisters, Isabel and Amelia, and spend the day with them until my mom takes my sister's kid, or until my sister picks up her kids from Grandma's. So we will not get home until later on, because after her kids get picked up, Mom has to come pick us up at the hospital, take Jim to Plasma. I'm going to go grocery shopping, which means I'll probably end up having to leave him in the car. I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. I have not figured that part out yet. Because they say don't take newborns out in public, especially when he just came home on Sunday and it's Tuesday. But I mean, I need to get some kind of meat because we have food, we just don't have meat. And now that I took a bunch of breast milk to the hospital for his sisters, I have a little tiny bit of freezer room. So there is that. But that's the plan for the day, and then we'll be home for the night, and then it'll be interesting. I'll be by myself tomorrow when Jim goes to work, but he doesn't work until I think like 2 or 3, so it's not that long, and I'm not worried about it. Obviously I have kids. Look at him stirring. Look at him stirring. See, he knows I'm talking about him. But on the note, until later on when we're at the peds or afterwards. Okay. Alright, so did not film at the pediatrics just because I'm running on 3 hours of sleep, and it was just, you know, I forgot. Well, go figure. Anyways, so update. Trenton passed with flying colors. His first peds, he is set to go. They still have to schedule his hearing test here at the hospital. His hearing test won't be at the hospital, but the hospital has to schedule his hearing test, which will come up sometime. I guess they will call me. And then Daddy just walked in the room. I'm updating the vlog because, you know, have to do that.
Fresh agua.
Thank you.
My lady.
And while we were at the peds with Trenton, we got the call that the girls, both girls, are going home Thursday. Well, we found out that they are going home this week because their pediatrics appointment is on Friday. So when they called and they said, well, both girls, we have their peds appointment booked for Friday, I was like, both girls? Because Amelia, little Miss Amelia, decided that she wanted to go in open crib tonight. I guess she didn't decide. The doctors decided. But, so I'm in the NICU now, and here is Miss Isabel. So they just ate. So here's Miss Isabel. Yes, and then Miss Amelia, who's finally in open crib. So yes, she is the best eater over her sister. So they both passed their hearing test. So that's good. Trenton's the problem child. I won't say problem child. He's not a problem child. He might have to have tubes in his ears, but that's a daddy thing, I guess. He said that all of his males in his family had to have tubes in his ear. And I know my daughter, Airly, had to have tubes in her ears. Not when she was born, but like at, I think, 2, I can't remember that far back. She's 10 now, so I can't remember that far back. This is what happens when you're on 3 hours of sleep. By the way, if this light is annoying, I apologize. But yeah, so the girls are coming home Thursday, which I have to text Grandma, unless Daddy already did, which means tomorrow we have to bring the car seats in, and then I have to spend the night here. So that means Thursday morning they'll probably be discharged. So yeah, all 3 babies will be home Thursday, which is awesome. And then Daddy's going to take off work for the week, which is stressful because we won't have the income, but we'll figure it out. I mean, parents, you know, this is what happens. Parents figure things out. But yeah, I am so excited. So excited. I'm very happy that Trenton had a great first pediatrics appointment. Oh, his hernia. I don't know if I mentioned that he has a hernia. I probably did. They looked at it. They said that he most likely. I can show you guys later. It's nothing to worry about. It's just like he has a slight protrusion above his belly button. But it's they're not concerned about it. If it gets worse or if it grows or anything, then he just has to have surgery to correct it. But they're not worried about it. But that's the update so far. All 3 babies go back on January 12th, which is a Thursday, and then I have my appointment that Friday on the 13th, and then I know what birth control I want to go on. I just have to ask them because definitely need that. Honestly, I would go back on the Depo shot because I loved the Depo shot. But at my age, I don't think they'll let me. And the only reason why is because I was off and on it since I was 18. And when you get above 35, you're not supposed to be on certain birth controls just for certain side effect reasons. Like the Depo shot can cause osteoporosis if you're on it for too long. I might get the shot for the first round, since it will be Medicaid. It'll be basically free, but I think it'll be free. I don't think it'll be, well, I'm going back to the doctor's appointment that I had when I was at the high-risk center for my first appointment, but I probably will get my Depo shot for the first 3 months and then go on the patch. But I can talk to you guys about that later. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, or concerns about birth control, you guys can look it up. You guys can make a comment below. You guys can email me personal questions. I can answer those. I'm pretty sure I'll do an update later on. But yeah, right now I have to pump because my boobs are telling me that I have to pump. And then we're here until about 6 o'clock, and then we're going home with little man. And soon, both girls. Then we don't have to come back to the NICU. Yay. Yay. Alright. This is record me with the pets. Alright. Alright, baby boy. I know. If I can find your latchy thing. Here it is. Alright. Come here, puppies. Who is that? Who is that? Hey, Celeste. Oh, I guess not. Okay, thank you. So, all right, we are in the hospital. And Miss Isabel here, who just fell back to sleep. And Miss Amelia here, who also just fell back to sleep, but is going to get angry because I have to wake her up to take her vitamins, get to come home today. So we are working on the discharge papers, which are ready. We just have to figure out Trenton's hearing appointment. But if I leave the hospital, I'm sure they'll call me and tell me when it is. They have to get their hugs bracelets off, which is basically a security bracelet, off their ankles. And then I have to sign all the discharge papers. They have their peds tomorrow. I know I said that 1,000 times. And yay, Grandma's on her way. I thought I had about another 2 hours. I'm glad that they're getting discharged now, but I thought I had 2 hours because I just got 3 cups of coffee. Look at this. Look at this. Yes, 3 large cups of coffee. This one is gingerbread with holiday coffee. It's gingerbread sugar with holiday coffee. This one is dark roast and this one's light roast. How do I remember? Because I'm the one I got it. I got 3 large coffees because I know it's going to be a long day. And I figured that whenever I got discharged, Grandma or Daddy could have one when I got home, even though Grandma already got coffee. But yay, the girl's gonna come home. I'm so excited. And then we won't have to be tethered to the wall. And then when we get home, the girls and I, we have a lot to do with Daddy. Oh, Isabel's twitching here. Let's see what she's doing. What are we fussing for, Miss Thing? What are we fussing for? You want, oh, you got snot. Hold on. We got a snot balls. We got snot balls. I know. Hold on. Oh, you're not going to like me too. I know. I'm sorry. Oh. Oh, yeah. That was a lot of snot. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, there's the snot. Do you feel better? That was a lot of snot. You got a lot of drool. Yeah, that's what all the drool was on me. All that drool was on me. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well, you dropped half your vitamins on your shirt. Oh, you drooled all over your shirt. You didn't spit up, you drooled. Come on. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Miss Thing. It's okay. I know. Okay. Now, let you guys go and pick her up. And then we'll talk later about what went on last night. Oh, never mind. I guess she calmed herself. Babies. Okay, so last night I got like maybe 3 hours of sleep, maybe, because Isabel. We'll talk later. Alright, wheeling the cart out before the babies. Yes, with my 3 coffees. Oh, I'm like, why are you bringing a blanket out?
There's a baby in it.
Sleeping baby. There's only 2 more things in there. Look, puppies! More babies!
More babies.
More babies!
Okay.
He's like, oh my god, there's another one.
Okay, get out of her face. Thank you.
No, move. You can't.
They ain't gonna hurt her, but.
No. Digo's like, okay, I smelled her. Okay, cool. I smelled her. You want to smell? You want to smell the other one too?
I promise you, we're done breeding.
Yes.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Now the real test begins. All right.
Come here, see your other baby.
Can you tell which one's which?
Obviously. That's Nella.
Which one? Nope.
Yeah, it is.
That's Isabel.
Yes, it is. Didn't get a good look.
I know. Well, when you hold them together, she's a lot bigger.
Obviously.
It'll be fun because Amelia looks like Trenton.
What do we do? What do we do?
Good thing you didn't slip.
Huh?
I said, good thing when you did that, you didn't slip.
I got very good balance.
Well,
Oh god.
okay. Not sure where I left off. I'm home. I'm pumping. So if you hear anything in the background, ignore that. It is me hand pumping because I'm not about to be tethered to the wall in case I need to get up. And I'm going on way too long past my pumping time. So from where I left off, last night, got a couple hours sleep. I said like 3 hours maybe. I have no idea at this point. Hence there were 3 cups of coffee. Um, because let's see, Isabel. Well, they were 15 to a half an hour apart on feeding schedules. Um, Isabel woke up and had big poopy diaper because her Miralax finally kicked in, and she started crying. So that woke up Amelia. Luckily, successfully, I managed to bottle feed both of them at one time on a pillow, so that was great. And then by the time I set them down, I heard Amelia have a big poopy diaper, so I had to go change her. By the time I wanted to fall asleep, I would get like a couple hours, like not a couple hours, a couple minutes, but like basically I'd go to sleep and then all of a sudden it was time to like feed them again because one of them would stir and start crying, which would wake up the other one. But they kind of got on their same feeding schedule by themselves. And luckily, at one point of the night, when the nurses were out in the hallway checking on their other babies or whatever, I had managed to not only change. Let's see, I changed Amelia first, then I changed Isabel. Then I picked up Isabel out of her crib thingy, then picked up Amelia. Well, okay, backtrack. First, when I heard them started crying, Amelia, Isabel, one of them started crying. Went to go put 2 bottles into the hospital bottle warmer. I swear, if those could be bought, they are the best friggin' bottle warmers in the entire world. Put 2 bottles in there. It takes 9 minutes and 30 seconds for a 60 milliliter bottle, which is 2 ounces. So for 2 ounces, it takes 9 minutes and 30 seconds. That is enough time to change 1 or 2 babies. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take their temperature underneath their armpit first. Not when you come home, but just in the hospital, in the NICU at least. So you take their temperature and then you change your diaper. And since one or both of them had a poopy diaper at any given point, most of the time it was Amelia because breast milk does go through babies pretty fast. So by the time I got them both changed, then I had got their bottles set on my table, my little side table that I had by the chair, and then grabbed my pillow, and then grabbed whichever baby first. I think I grabbed Isabel first, and then I grabbed Amelia, picked them both up, put them on my shoulders, and then laid them down facing outward so their back of their heads were touching each other, and then fed them like that. Burping was a challenge because you feed them. I mean, you can if you're a parent, I can't even explain this right now because it is 9:41 p.m. and I've been up since 6 on very little sleep, but thank God for coffee. This is one of those moments that, yes, coffee. And I know I don't want to start drinking coffee and make that a bad habit because I know coffee can leak out into your breast milk. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So, I got to the point where I had to I had to burp them. So I would pick up one baby. I could pick up one baby and hold them like this and kind of pat them with one while feeding the other one, or I would pick them both up and try to like burp them at the same time. Amelia is a great burper. She would usually have a trucker burp, so she was good. Isabel still has a problem burping. It takes her forever, whatever. Eventually I did, but then I'd feed them the rest of the bottle. Then I'd put one in, the other one in the crib, rinse out the bottles, whatever. And then either I'd go to pump or I'd go to sleep. And then by the time I accidentally hit the button. No. So basically, by the time I'd get back to sleep, then it was time to do it all over again, or I'd hear a poopy diaper, or the nurses would come in and ask me a question. But long story short, by the time morning came, 6 o'clock came and had to feed them. Amelia had one poopy diaper. Then it was about to be rounds time. The night nurse came in, with a daytime nurse, and because it was shift change. So the daytime nurse came in and said that we'll most likely get discharged early because they already had my discharge papers. So I was like, great. By that time, the doctor came in, and okay, so Amelia had a poopy diaper, a big poopy diaper. Changed her diaper. Doctor came in, checked them out, like, measured their head, did their vitals, all that, like their discharge, whatever for the doctor, whatever. Then she did Isabel. Well, I guess the trauma of being naked with the doctor, because they have to be naked to check, like their spine and, their, tummy or whatever. Then, sure. Jim's asking me if I want my burger because he made burgers tonight, like, 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, something like that. And it's cold. I wasn't starving. I ate my vegetables. I ate the mac and cheese. Burgers are phenomenal, but with 3 babies, yeah. So basically, doctor left, and then just thought I could possibly get at least another hour of sleep because I knew that they were on a 3-4 hour feeding period. Just laid down, and I heard Amelia poop again. And then I was changing her, and Isabel started crying hysterically and was wide awake then and did not want to go back to sleep. So I was like, well, I guess I'm up. So I tried to go on my laptop, and that's when I was going to film something. But by the time I was about to go on my laptop, it was like fast forward where the nurse came back in. I had my discharge papers. We were ready to go. And I was like, okay. So I had to text mom. Mom was on her way. And then loaded up the cart with their stuff and pretty much came home. And I did film Jim bringing the babies out and Blaze seeing the dogs and all that stuff. Thank you. And then, sorry, I'm looking at my breast milk bag because I have to. The breast milk bags I have, like right here. So I have the Pinterest ones, but they don't have a line up here. Technically, you're supposed to filter this line, but it doesn't have a line up here like my other bags to find out how full they are. And technically, you're only supposed to fill it to this line, and then pull out all the air, and then you freeze it or put it in your fridge. But I just go all the way up as much as I can until the bag can still be sealed without leaking, if that makes sense, because, I mean, that's a lot of air that you're going to waste. But yeah, I probably will talk more about tonight in a different vlog. So if I do talk about tonight in a different vlog, I apologize. But so far, yes, it's overwhelming. Yes, it's overwhelming. But I think I'm still on, like, shock mode. We're extremely happy they're home because, one, all babies are just here to, I mean, you guys will see the pictures after this. The challenging thing is just getting them on, supposedly getting them on all the same feeding schedule. Yeah, exactly. Jim was supposed to work tonight, and I had him take off because I knew that even though I knew I could do it, it was just like the first night I really thought it'd be good to have help. And then I'm looking at the crib right now because attempting to put up the crib, which I started to film, and we found out that we don't have all of the screws. Somebody gave us this crib, and they gave us just a baggie full of screws that go to the crib, yes, but they're missing some screws. So we have to go buy them, and that's a fun thing because we were supposed to put the crib up. So right now we have them in 2 bassinets. We have 2 babies in 1 bassinet and 1 in another bassinet. And I know people are going to come at me and cringe for having 2 babies in a bassinet, but trust me, Amelia is the smallest, and Trenton is the next smallest. Isabel is in the bassinet by herself because she's the biggest. I know people will cringe and say that they could roll over into each other and all this stuff. I did ask the nurses. They said don't do it, but if you really have no choice, just put something between them. They don't recommend that at all because your baby could, like, roll into whatever objects, like let's say a pool noodle. Your baby could roll into that pool noodle. It could cover their airways because they're so small, and they could suffocate. I understand that. So the nurses were discouraging that, but we kind of don't have a choice because we don't have the parts to the crib, and we don't have the pack and play here yet. So that's what's been going on. And the cat, when I was transferring the smaller cradle, the one baby cradle, or they're technically all one baby cradles, but the one baby cradle, when I was transferring it, before I did, both Bandit had jumped in it, so I'd smack him out of it, and then Sanka wanted to sleep in it because it has this like soft sweatpants material. You know how they inside of really, really soft fleece. That's what I'm trying to say. The fleece material. Sorry, I'm trying to like unlatch myself to my boob here. By the way, if you guys ever want to breastfeed, which I highly recommend, by the way, it's great for babies. If you don't, no shame. I mean, you do you as a mom. You do you. I mean, if you don't want to breastfeed, cool. If you do, cool. If you don't want to breastfeed, other moms, don't come at them, and just don't. Be kind to other mothers because and those who cannot breastfeed, be kind to them because it's hard. It is hard, which I will talk about here in a minute. But I highly, highly, highly recommend this thing right here. It is a Haka. It's HAAKAA, and it just folds. Let me see if I can show you guys here a second. I have this. This is a hand pump. This is not from Wick, by the way. I bought this myself. This is a Evenflow, and I do have the. I don't think it came with this part. Oh, I'm leaking. My boob's dripping, so I have to put this back on. But no, I don't think this part right here came with it. It's the suction part. I think it's just a plastic part. It might have, I don't remember. I've had this pump since my daughter, Airly. But yeah, so the Haka thing, all you do is you just fold it down like this, and then you just suction it to your boob, and it collects all your breast milk. So that's how much I've collected so far out of one boob because I haven't pumped pretty much all day. And Trenton, little man, is stirring right now because I'm talking to that apparently. But where was I? Coming home. I don't know what I was talking about. We'll just go from coming home. So anyways, yeah. So luckily, at one point, because I guess Daddy had a hard night last night too with Trenton because he didn't want to eat, and then he would like eat for 20 minutes, and then he would fall asleep, and then an hour later he wanted to eat, and then he kept falling asleep basically when I wanted to eat. So Daddy had a rough night too. But when we came home, the babies just wanted to sleep. I kept trying to get them up to feed. Luckily, I got them all up. Whether they ate or not, it doesn't matter. I tried to get them all up still at the same time to eat. And then eventually, we put them in like the cradle, the bassinet by themselves, all in one bassinet, so they can kind of snuggle together. And magically, they got on the same feeding schedule at the moment. So we would just change them all and then feed them all and warm up the bottles in between. And oh, that's what I was going to say too. Apparently, Isabel last night For some reason, I don't know why. She didn't do it tonight, so I don't know if it was just last night. When she was eating the formula and I go to burp her, she would burp, but she would then an hour later like spit up a lot of the formula. So I don't know if it was the formula or if it's just she didn't burp enough, or I mean, babies spit up. Babies do spit up, but it was kind of like, is she allergic to the formula or what? But she hasn't done it tonight so far, considering she just took breast milk like 2-3 hours after her formula. So we'll see. Hopefully she won't spit anything up. She is having constipation problems, so they put her on Miralax, like a fourth teaspoon of Miralax every day, once a day, and she hasn't pooped. She had a couple small itty bitty like fart poops. She did poop really early in the morning though, like around 4 or 5 a.m., whatever that session of feeding was. So I don't consider it counting because she should be pooping here at any time. It's almost 10 o'clock and she hasn't pooped, so she's probably really feeling it right now. And I feel so bad for her, but we can't give her any more Miralax because you don't want to give them too much and then have them poop all the next day. Amelia, on the other hand, is like Miss. Like you would think that she had the Miralax. But yeah, I'm finally sitting down. Like, I mean, I sat down off and on all day, but basically when we came home, it's like I'm going in a nesting panic mommy mood because now I'm like, oh, all the babies are home and we have nothing done, like at all. We didn't know we did not have all the parts to the crib, which we will get tomorrow. Thank God we had bassinets. Thank God we had bassinets because I don't know what we would do. The only other thing we'd do is have to call my mom and we'd have to go to Jim's aunt's house in the middle of the night and get the pack and play. I mean, we would have figured it out. We would have figured it out, but it's like, oh, yeah. So why did we wait until now to do the crib? Because we thought we'd have time or we thought we'd have certain things here. But no, before I let you guys go, I was just going to say that, yeah, we just had a interesting half an hour because we were trying to figure out how to reset the, I had to figure out how to reset the bedroom because I didn't want the cats jumping into the one bassinet with the baby since they like the felt. And then I don't know if it was me making a lot of noise or whatever, but one baby started crying, woke up the other two, and then they all were crying. It was Isabel. Isabel wanted to eat. She was still hungry. She took 2 ounces. She was still hungry. So I fed another quarter of an ounce, 1 ounce. So I don't know. She ate more, basically. Basically, it's 60 milliliters for 2 ounces, and she ate about 10 more. So she ate 70 milliliters. You guys can do the math if you want to. But she woke up crying because she was hungry. And then she woke up at Amelia because she wanted the attention. And then Trenton woke up because he, I don't know, felt left out or whatever. So it'll be interesting tonight. So far, they're all sleeping. They actually just ate around 8 p.m. If you hear that grunting noise, that's Trenton. I think he's trying to poop. Yeah, I have no idea what else I was going to say. But that's it, I guess, for today. I probably won't talk anything else. I would have put this part in the postpartum vlog part, but I already started talking about certain things in my triplets or home part, so that's why this part's going in there. I don't know, but I guess for night 1 of the triplets home,